Aloha, everyone. Welcome to All Intuitive Conversation. I'm Felicia Miller Johnson, and I am excited to be connecting for the first time for a conversation with Cris Santos. So, I'm going to say this. You guys know technology, we're at the whim on this. So, my internet service is out. So, I am running today's show from my hotspot, but we are here and we're going to have a great conversation. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that if anything kind of goes out, that's what potentially happen. But here we are. Let's add Cris to the stream. Aloha, Cris. Welcome to Our Intuitive Conversation.
Aloha, thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. So I am so excited to connect with you today. So, what is the view out of your window? I'm already want to know. Where
Yes,
are you
that's
at?
right. Yeah, I live in the mountains on the Gold Coast. We got two sides, the beach and the mountains. And I live up here. It's a 5 acre, so it's a lot of green. I like the trees. I like the national parks. I'm always trying to be around and surrounded nature, and that's why I'm here. I moved here 2 years
Yeah.
ago. We haven't left. Like really enjoying.
Awesome. Well, it is beautiful. Like I said, you definitely have a view. So,
Yeah.
as we say, I have not done any kind of like specific research specifically on your LinkedIn profile. So, with that, bring yourself to life. Tell me about Cris.
Yes. Well, I'm very very creative. I since very early I love writing. I start writing age 7. I have got several poems that I wrote, and then I start writing books. I was a model. Then I was interested. I got an interest for photography, so I was I was in front of the cameras and I was behind the cameras. Then I love also fashion, so I have an online store. And then I just from the online store I decided to study again and become a styling coach, a wellness coach, which is styling and wellness together. And that's it. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I have a blog. Yes, I'm very, very creative, always, and love helping people. So that's why I put it all together. I linked all my business together. That's what I'm doing now.
Wait, you talked about photography, modeling, writing books and poems, and she was like, and that was in less than a minute. And she's like, yeah, that's it. So let's unpack some of that some more. So, what was one of your books about?
Okay, I have several books, but I have my very first main book, which is um, f- um, it's um, it's faction, it's fact, and it's fiction. It's inspired by a true story or a couple of true stories. In this book, I've got true stories. I lost 3 people to drugs, and so I decided to write, and I there was a
Mm.
healing process writing a book. In this book, there are 2 people that I talk about. Part one was my father, and part two, a friend who I lost from a very, very early age. So I decided to then write to heal, but also thinking this can really help someone. And I wanted to shine light on drugs and alcohol, and it's called One Way Trip by Cris Santos. Why is it called One Way Trip? Because that's how I see it. If you don't get out and you don't get help, that's how it end up, and that's how it ended up. For my father, I never met. As a teenager, young adult, it was really confusing, and then I lost a father, and then I had a friend which I tried to help, and then I lost him. So there I said, and then came a third person in my life, and the same. And then I said, exactly. I said, that's what I just need to write. And I wrote that book for several years. To start, I was writing several hours a day just to get out, to get all on the pages. It's a very, very beautiful book as well, not just tragic, but it's also very beautiful. It's love story, it's friendship, it's help, it's
Mm.
but at the same, and then I always say, if you're on drugs and if you don't want to help, from anyone else. If you don't want to help yourself, nobody else can really do anything. But if you do, that is help, not just from people around you, but professionals.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, I definitely look at things and how they are connected in the fact that you had three people that
yeah,
were dealing with that situation. I love the part of how you had the wisdom to say, okay, this was my experience. In order to help heal myself, I'm going
mm,
to share this story. But what that then means is that someone else will read it and then they can be helped and can help and can help. And so that's what I love about
yeah,
hearing that about you is that, you could have just took those experiences and just like, okay, that was my experiences and just left it at that. Or even just kept it as a journal, never publishing
yeah,
any of that, just like, okay, this is just from my experience. But the fact that you took that and shared that, that's you know, yeah, that's kudos that you did that for sure.
yeah.
And so yeah, so thanks for joining us live, Annie. Yes, Annie and I work together. She is definitely, as I say, I like to say she is revealing. So she shares a lot of her stories as well. If you've seen that and helping
Oh,
others. Okay, so you wrote that book. About how long ago was that experience when you wrote that book?
oh, the experience of writing the book, I think I released in 2009, I think. I don't remember, a while ago. I wrote for
Hmm.
many, many years. I changed, and yeah, it was important to me to do it because I wanted to save lives. It was almost psychological, like if I didn't save this person, I didn't save the next person. I can save many other just by telling how serious this is. The
Hmm.
first part of the book is quite strong, but the second part, it had to be. I wanted to make it serious and not go around anything because to me drugs are serious, and you can lose your
Hmm.
life. So I decided to do mainly because I felt I didn't save anyone. Maybe I can save, and if I can do this and not have another person, or try, of course I can, but like I try, or maybe some people will read and think, oh, I might have a problem. I should probably go and find help before it's too late, and then you won't find, then you
Hmm.
won't be. Yeah, that's why I
Well,
decided. Yeah.
we know that your book is out there as a tool to help others. Okay, so I'm making a connection here then. So you wrote this book and you're talking about drugs. You also said you did a modeling. And so how did you get into modeling, and
Yes.
did you see drugs? And was that infected in your industry
Mhm.
and your experience with modeling?
Yes, yes. I didn't see. I knew there were people using. Never saw them, but I knew in this middle, in this environment that it happens.
Mhm.
But I didn't actually see anyone use. But I knew stories of people around me or behaviors. I'm very aware of behaviors as well, and I can tell that person is on something. But I didn't, while I was modeling, I didn't get in that or involved in that. I was really focused on career at that time. I was really young. I started modeling at age 4. That's when my mom
Wow.
put me on a couple, and I loved them. Like, oh my gosh, this is it. And I pursued that for a very long time. And I went, it wasn't easy. I'm not very tall, but as a kid, and then I was auditioning and auditioning, like we all doing now as acting, or when you act or modeling. I was auditioning a lot. Yeah, and then I just loved. I thought that was it, but I did for a few years. I was also a dancer. So I love anything that's artistic. So I was modeling, dancing. I did acting. Absolutely loved. Writing always brings me to the moment that I stop being creative. I
Mm.
had a depression, and I had depression for several years. Um, I stopped. I went to uni. I said, right, if I this is not going to get me where I want at this time, I will pursue other. I always follow my dreams. I always, whatever I do, I will do whatever I love. Even though it's okay, go to uni, well, I'm going to study languages, which I did because I want to travel the world. I didn't know how I was going to travel the world. When I was a kid, I came from a very humble background. My mom, I'm the only child. My mom's a
Mm.
single mom, and had no money. We had no money, like as it is. Sometimes not even to buy food. So when I actually remember when I was age 8, I was working, earning money. So my
Mhm.
first good salary, 8, I bought food because sometimes we wouldn't have food. And that
Mhm.
is how bad it was. So she was a hairdresser. So her business was really good, really, any business up and down. So that
Yeah.
was, I never forget coming down with a big bag of food, with rice, with beans, with things that for the house, like not just chocolate and biscuit. So I remember that very well. So I always worked. I always did things. And I remember saying, I wanna travel the world. And she's like,
Mm.
oh, and then one day I said to my mom, I actually dreamed I was in France. I dreamed that I was in Paris. And she's like, just keep dreaming. That doesn't cost us anything. I was like, just dream. That's great.
Yes.
And I have traveled the world. Don't look, was it not easy? I left, I finished uni, I said, I'm leaving. I went and I did, and end up in London first. Not easy for someone who is English wasn't that great, and au pair, nanny, you study, you doing whatever. But I was in London. I left. I was like, right, whatever I wanted to do, I did. Was easy? No, no one bit, nothing.
Mm.
But I'll do it again. Yes, wouldn't think twice.
Mhm.
I all over again. So follow the dreams. I always say it makes me alive, makes me happy. The moment that I stopped following my dreams, that I said, right, I'm now just gonna concentrate. I doing this job, working for someone, and not doing any creative, or not doing enough. I wasn't enough creative enough for me.
Mhm.
Then I start losing myself. But I was doing because I thought this is safe. But I never liked working for someone as a job. I always love working for myself and doing things that I love, even though it's not easy. So then I was
Well,
depressed for many years.
you you were doing that since you were 8, so that you had a long history of kinda working for yourself, right?
That's right. Maybe being an only child as well. I love doing
Mhm.
things by myself, and I was used to it, and I like this. I like my peace. I need to move away, and I am very productive by myself.
Mhm.
I think I can. And then I am very disciplined. I get up, I do it. I'm not like, oh, I don't have a boss, I don't have to do. Oh no, I don't have I have to do it, and I will do it. And I work 24/7 right now, to get what I want.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think that's it. I think it's not just me. If you don't follow your dreams, your heart, that can be very dangerous. I feel that there could be sadness, depression. In my experience, was depression for many years, very
Mm.
high. And then I had the stroke because of the depression, because of
Mm.
the sadness, because what you feel has a big impact on your body and physically, and then your body will react to it, and you will be sick, or you'll be, it can
Mhm.
be, not always, but it can be, and a lot of the time happens. So you have to be aware of all of that, so you don't end up. So once you had a stroke, I was like, right, that's it. I will change my life, or I will die. I will just gonna be very, and you can't. You need to be happy. Life is
Mhm.
short. Just just be happy, even if it's hard. Just do what you want to do. Try, follow your dreams. It's not easy, but if it's your passion, just go for it.
Mhm. So because of the depression and the stroke that you had, is that then what led and fueled your desire to help people in the health field now and coaching?
Oh yes, now that's, I think helping people, I have always been passionate, and I think because again, maybe because I lost people, I wanted to help people. I think that's because I suffered that from my friend. He died. I saw him going. I was age maybe 10, 12. So, and he was young too. He
Mm.
wasn't there. So he started, he lost his brother. He felt guilty. It wasn't his fault, but he felt worse. So then he said, I'm going to be with my brother. And then he ended up fighting, ended up getting drugs. But I tried and I tried. And there was one day that he was gone. And then I felt like, wow. And then you just feel like hopeless. So I said, right. I just, I love helping people. And if any work I do can help, that's great. And now, right now, I'm involved in a project which is helping 10,000 people in the next 2 years.
Oh,
Yay!
do
Yes,
tell. So, what's
it's
this
a big
project?
commitment. As a coach, I am building teams around the world to join my wellness and nutrition team. So we focus in fitness, wellness, and mindset. And that's the goal. It's called the Freedom Project. I work for myself, but I am linked to Apacrane, a business in Australia. But and together we are going to reach that goal. And right now I'm really focused on it. I'm interviewing people around the world and having the languages, because I speak four languages that help, and have studied cultures that help. That helps me to interact with
Mm.
people, converse, and interview them. And so it's been really good. I'm having about 6 interviews per day, 6 to 7 per day. And I
Mhm.
am really focused on that goal, and I'm really going to build, and we are really going to change lives and change for a healthier, happier, and a better lifestyle. That's the goal.
Well, that is ambitious. I love that. And what are the 4 okay, so the 4 languages. What are the 4 languages you speak?
Yes. I speak Portuguese. That's my language, from Brazil. I'm from Brazil.
Mm.
I speak English, Spanish, and French. But
Amazing. Love
yeah, but
that.
no, that's because that's the thing. I my love for languages and other cultures and countries. That's why I said I need the sound. When I was little, I because I couldn't really pay to learn languages. My cousin was, she could, so I would just sit next to her, and when she's doing her homework and trying to get anything, I would just ask her, "Can I just sit next to you so I can hear and I can perhaps learn something?" And yeah, so
Mhm.
yeah, when I start learning language age 15, I only did because they were free, opened a free school, a free language for me. So
Mhm.
it was Spanish, wasn't even English. And the main language has, of course, English was the goal, but there was nothing around. So I was like, all right, whatever is coming to me, I'm doing it until I can get to learn English whenever I can pay. And that's what I did. I used to walk 40 minutes after school to this language school, and which was at my school. So we go home, eat, and go back and walk back. And it has been like this. When I was doing dance, the same. I didn't have a lot of money to pay, so I would teach someone in the neighbor's garage. I taught 3, 4 people, so I
Mm.
could get money, so I could pay my lessons, or I could teach in the dance studio, so I could get free lessons. Has always been like this. Has never ever been easy, but I have always done what I wanted to do.
Okay. So with that, like I said, you've been working since your age. It's interesting because last night my family and I, we were talking about Betty White and how she's like 99 years old and she's been working I think so it's like the 50s, and just talking about how long she was working. And so the what I'm hearing is like you do. It's kind of, seems like it's very similar to what my experience has been. So one of the questions that I with was, how do you learn how to be a human being? How do you learn how to rest and relax? So what does relaxation and resting look like for Chris?
Uh, um, mainly, perhaps I do like this. I work and I stop when I have something outside of work to do. For example, I have kids. I have got twin boys. Then I stop. I'll do something with
Ooh.
them. Come back home. Go back to work. Um, if I take some time off, I'll probably be doing some photography for my and that's fun. If I don't, first I'm hyperactive, I think. If I don't, what am I gonna do? I'll feel like I don't really know how to rest. Maybe watch a movie after, sometimes after a long day, but normally I am always on my work or on my social media because I do engage with my social media or preparing something for my next project or for I think for example, I'm going just to have a break over New Year's, but I'm definitely taking pictures because I have an online
Mhm.
store. Definitely take pictures when I'm out, um, so I can post. It's all, but that's exactly what I want to do. If that is how I feel, it's a day off, doing what I love doing. Otherwise, I'll just get bored anyway. So this is relaxation. Do what it, do something, still work, but loving it. So that's my day off. That's great.
Okay, so while you were sharing that, right? I was getting the energy vibe from your voice and shuffling a couple of cards in the deck. So, you one, two, three, four. There were five that came out
Okay.
from your energy vibe. So there was one that was talking about the spirit animals, the second chakra, which is the sacral. Then you also got the sixth chakra, which is about your third eye, the
Yeah.
fraud, and prosperity. And
Yes. Quite
so yes. So I was asking, like, okay, what does all that, you know, mean? The message for that. So, yeah, you've been working for a long time on understanding of how you can succeed and prosper and do all these, great things in your life. Okay. But then there's also should be aware, we know it's talk about being a fraud. It's not necessarily the case, but the fact of the two faces
um
work is the guidance that we was getting here for that. Like definitely taking the time to enjoy life, like she's getting a massage and just relaxing and having the happiness with that. But then it was maybe you're not necessarily seeing that eye to eye, not being revealed. Like you're just so busy working, working, doing, but like wanting you to be able to relax. And so then finally it was, what can help you be assigned to just to be present in the moment? Because I get it. Like you want to do things and you're going to work, and that's fine. There's no judgment. This is a judgment free zone for sure for that. But the question that I have for you is, what animal has caught your attention like in this last couple days? It just seemed like, what is it is that caught my attention? Like just where did that come
an
from? Have you
animal,
had that lately?
an
Animal.
animal,
It
animal.
could be when I say animal, it could be an insect, it could be a bug, it could be a squirrel, it
Oh
could
yeah.
be a bird. Like what stood out to be like, in the moment you're doing something and it just caught your attention.
Well, it did because there was I couldn't even avoid what I live in the mountains, so I drive a lot and I see a lot. So when you said that, what I just came to my mind was that I saw an animal suffering on the road, right in the middle, because someone hit a big lizard,
It was a lizard?
and yeah, yeah, it was just flipping, and
Mhm.
I thought, oh, maybe it's trying to eat some, but no, I didn't see the person hit, but then I realized got hit because the tongue had come out and was a big, and I stopped and I can't touch them. Then I some three people stopped and the two men, and I'm like, great. So they grabbed by the tail and pull it to the, but it was suffering. Something that I always tell my kids is never let anything suffer. Never. If we're gonna, even if you kill a cockroach, just make sure you do it and doesn't suffer. I always, I stopped if I see something, but that's the animal, because I that was a big, yeah, I was just a couple of days ago, so I, yeah, he stayed with me. Is that what you mean? Because I
Mhm.
just got, because what the
Yes.
situation as well.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, so I was looking that up for to see like what was it that resonates with that. So, the lizard range and clever. As a spirit animal, you are fearless, responsible, and intuitive. So, it's like the fact that that lizard that you were helping is pulling that out of being able to see it and see it suffering. The
Mm,
guidance is yes, continue to do your work and all those different things, but also take the time out to nourish yourself to
yes.
where you don't become that lizard.
Oh, good. Yeah.
You
Well,
see what I'm
that's quite
saying?
yeah. No,
Like,
we do.
yeah,
We
so
yes.
yeah, because it seems like you have a lot of those, you're sensitive imagination, like I said, being able to do the arts and the photography and the creativity, and you can adapt to all these, different things like a vibrancy. You're clever, you're gonna get it done. Um, that's kind of the message to God is just take time to relax.
Yes.
And yeah, just just take the time to relax and continue to enjoy life. And then finding out who that other potential side may be of you, of just recognizing that Chris can also be fun, can be playful. It's not always just about the work. There's this combination of a divine masculine and divine feminine. Divine masculine is very much go, go, and do. And then there's
Mm,
divine feminine as well with the creativity part of that.
mm,
Just let it flow.
mhm.
Take a little longer
Yes.
to that you love. Get a massage, whatever the case may be. Um, Go on a trip, travel, which you enjoy doing. But yeah, just that was just the guidance that I got based off of that of just enjoy life and continue to do those great things and helping and serving others. But make sure you take care of yourself as well.
Absolutely. Yes. I will. True. You need. Sometimes it's okay not to be busy. It's okay not to. We have this nowadays. We have to be bigger. It's just that I'm just so
Yeah.
focused on getting to a certain place, and I will just keep pushing through. But yes, absolutely. Yes, that you are very right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Because it's like even though you can be focused on going, notice that she's not driving. She's in the back seat.
Mm,
It's okay
yeah.
to let someone else drive you, and you can just sit back in the back seat and take the views in and just relax.
Mm,
If you're looking
yes.
for permission for that, here it is. You got it. Like you can absolutely do that.
Yes.
So yeah. So
And
yeah.
the fraud, I want to understand. The fraud is
Mhm.
me trying to know what I don't quite get that one. It's
Yeah. So
me
and
trying to
then
fraud my to.
even
Yeah, it's because it's cutting. You cut
yeah.
again.
Are we back in? Yeah, look, we're right at 30 minutes. So with the fraud, what I love about these cards is sometimes it's not always about the word per se,
Yeah.
but about the it could be about the picture as well. And so for you in this situation, is like there's this other side to you that you really don't know that much about. The
Ah,
play, like you're busy working and you're doing. So it's like take time and based off of all the cards you have, take time to get to know that other side of you.
okay.
Okay. So what also I just gotta chill on the side. So also another message could be that you know how in the industry of beauty, of taking pictures and like all those different things, like you've just been going and doing the other side of things. Sometimes it could be this perception of who are you really? If you
Mm,
don't have your jobs and your careers and all that, who is Chris
uh, okay.
at, at your core?
Yes.
If you're not busy doing these different things, you don't have all these different titles, you're not a model, you're not doing this. It's like at the end of the day, who is Chris?
Uh,
And if you pause in that answer and that response, it's guidance to explore more about who that is. Because you're more
okay.
than just doing, you're a human being. And sometimes that can bring on those feelings of feeling like a fraud because you're like, well, if they really knew me, if you know, like for example, if
Good.
you put in your model thing, they'd be like, ooh, they really knew that I had a zit under this makeup. Like they wouldn't.
Yes, I understand. Okay.
Kind of comes in your. It's okay to be who you are to your core. Yeah.
Okay. I understand.
Pause. Okay. There we
Okay.
go.
Thank you.
So, well, thankfully, the technology, you're so welcome. Thank you for being a guest on the show. Thank you for those that are watching live with us and those that are watching on the replay. I love having these conversations of getting to know people just for this first conversation. Thank you, Chris, for joining us. Just hang tight as we do this outro, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Mhm.